Hey guys, CJ here, and welcome back to a hump day version of Hybrid News Now. Lots to talk about today. A big confirmation out of Ben Affleck's upcoming solo Batman movie, Loki's last ride, and Hans Zimmer officially stepping away. But first, let's talk about sad Ben Affleck, who hopefully won't be sad much longer, and the fans probably won't either. And this story comes to us straight from The Hollywood Reporter, where a new article confirms that Ben Affleck has at least written a script for his upcoming Batman Standalone. That bit of news was broken by Patrick Whitesell, co-CEO of William Morris Endeavors, a massive talent agency that just happens to represent Mr. Affleck. In an interview with THR, Whitesell talked a little bit about how long he thought Affleck would be under the cowl, and in the process confirmed the long-standing rumor about the solo film. So, let's take a look at his quote. Well, he's contracted to do at least Justice League 1 and 2, so at least 3 times wearing the cape. And there's a script that he's written that has a really cool Batman idea, so that's out there as an option. So now it seems like the reports that Affleck would be scripting the film in addition to starring in and very possibly directing it were true, in all likelihood with at least a little bit of Jeff Johns' consultation, as the original rumors stated. No word yet on what story it might follow, but for those of you out there that are fans of the Matt Damon as Tommy Elliot in a Hush adaptation like me, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, as Whitesell didn't think that the movie would be big enough for both of them. I highly recommend you guys check that interview out for a cool little peek behind the Hollywood curtain, and in the comments section below, let me know which storyline you'd like to see most for Ben's Batman. In our next story, let's shift gears to the Marvel Universe and talk a little bit more about Thor Ragnarok. While we still don't officially know a ton about this movie, we do know that Tom Hiddleston's Loki is going to be playing a big part in it. Of course, when we last saw the God of Mischief, he had taken Odin's throne, with the King of Asgard nowhere to be found, and Thor none the wiser. Well, and fangirls, brace yourself. When we return to Asgard, it may actually be Loki's last ride. And let's take a look at Tom Hiddleston's quote from an interview with the Daily Beast. Thor 3 will be cool because I've not done it for 4 years. I love working with Chris Hemsworth. This will be my last time out of the gate. Yep, it certainly sounds like Loki will be gone after Thor 3, but it's worth noting that nothing is set in stone. As Hiddleston himself noted, he could very well show up in Infinity War because Marvel likes to improvise. And in our last story of the day, legendary composer Hans Zimmer announced in an interview that will air later today that he is officially stepping away from scoring any more superhero films. In the interview with BBC's Hard Talk, Zimmer walked through his career in the superhero genre before dropping the big retirement bomb on the interviewer. Let's take a look at the quote. I did Batman Begins with Chris Nolan 12 years ago, so the Dark Knight trilogy might be 3 movies to you. To me, it was 11 years of my life. Then I did Superman, and then I did this one, and I might as well say it, I have officially retired from the superhero business. The interview, which is, as always, linked below, is a great watch, as Zimmer stresses how difficult this film was for him to score and his struggle to say something fresh, with also a fair amount of praise for his chief collaborator on the soundtrack, Tom Hulkenberg, better known as Junkie XL. And so, Zimmer walks away from the genre a legend, and deservedly so. His score for the Dark Knight trilogy really set the tone for all 3 movies, and maybe even possibly became one of the most iconic film scores of all time. And so, in honor of Mr. Zimmer, our last comment question of the day, which of his soundtracks was your favorite? Personally, I'm very partial to Batman Begins above all else, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So that wraps it up for another Hybrid News Now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you liked what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and, consider supporting us on Patreon for some unique goodies. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you tomorrow.